how to take and get the jet skis in the water, and a lot of it is the reverse, but we'll show you how to get them in the water. Okay, so I took pictures of all the stuff you have to bring down. The white dock ropes are on the dock, and two long yellow ones are right here. Okay, because these are what we're going to be hooking up to the jet skis to walk it from the loading dock down to the dock that you'll use to get in and out. Okay, so as you can see, they come with covers, and they have these solar-powered battery chargers. So we're going to take the covers off, and we're going to be careful when we take them off not to pull on the solar cover wires. So, Vicki, you want to get the 3 straps? So there's 3 clips. You just undo them. Okay. And you can note that the zippers are the front of the cover, so that way there, when you're putting them back on, you'll know what's the front, and you won't have to do it twice. So, pull them off. Okay. And don't be surprised if you find some lizard friends in the wells. Okay. So you can start to see where the cable is. All right. So we can put the cover aside. And now you can see the solar power. So to get at that, there's a back seat. Okay, with a little thumb right here. I can do it again. Okay, right here there's a back seat. Take the back seat off. Hey, we do have a lizard.
Yep, I think it's dead. I touched it. Oh, no.
Get out of here. And then this seat has the same thing. There's a little hand tab. Pull it, bring it forward. Okay, and that exposes the engine compartment with the battery.
Where's that lizard? He's going to be mad.
He's down on the ground. So, just note, all right, like all battery chargers, you put the red on the positive, you put the black on the negative. Okay, and it's solar powered, so even if you were touching these, you're not getting much. Okay, I undo the connection so that way there won't be any power. This is a good time to note, both jet skis, the registrations are in the back. Okay, they have horns, fire extinguishers, and tow ropes. These are heavy-duty tow ropes, so if there was ever anything out at sea, this is what you've got under the seats. Fire extinguisher, tow rope, registration, and an emergency horn. Both skis have them exactly the same way. So now that we've got this off, we can put the seats back on. Okay? Sliding all the way up, locking in, done. So the next step is going to be getting ready to actually lift these skis off their little holding pads here. So, we refer to these as the slings. Nick, you want to get the other one? Okay? And as you can see, they're angled hooks, and these serve a specific function as it's on this boat. And on this bow rail right here, if you were to run your hands, you're going to feel the screws that take the bottom shell and the top shell and put them together. There's also adhesive and all that stuff. But these hooks hook on that rail. So from this sticker, approximately 3 fingers up, you can hook right under, roll it right over, and you can see it kind of stays in place. Okay, that's when you know you've got a good seat ready for picking up. Nick, you want to do the other one? All right, remember about 3 fingers up from that sticker, and it's close. Okay, if you were off by a foot, yeah, you'll lift the back dramatically up, or you'll lift the forward dramatically up. But okay, did you slide them under first and then snap it over? Okay. All right, so for lifting purposes, we don't tangle them. Okay, and then for this purpose, there's a small little yellow, we tie these 2 together. Because what's going to happen is, if these were ever, during any part of the process, to come off, well, they'd go in the bottom of the water. Because they're a steel I-beam all coated. So what this does, it's just going to be a saddle and it will straddle both of the skis. So, now we're ready for the lifting procedure, because this boat is just about ready. Okay? So, what I like to do is add a little bit of lube, if it's been a while, to the cranks. Okay? I just get the hoses. Okay? And then I get this track. Okay? That's all I do. All right? Just a little, goes a long way. So, now what we're ready to do is to get this over to grab that harness. So there's a brake on both davit lifts. Nothing fancy than a little screw right here. All right, you can see when you go to tighten it, it puts pressure on it and it's a brake. Loosen it. Now this can spin. Okay? Okay? Spinning it. You'll be lifting the ski and spinning it all the way out. Okay? And it's not exactly light, but with the pulley it's doable. Okay? If you're in good shape, even the younger ones can do it. But just for, you know, it is a little heavy. You will be lifting it all the way to this. Okay? To get it up out of this cradle, you'll be getting that much of that cable off of that. So, Nikki, if you could, all right? Can you cut it now? We'll do it again.
Look at the life vest.
Not yet. Okay. So where we're at right now is Nikki just, we lowered this down, okay, through the crank right here, okay, and when you're lowering, these have a brake, all right, they're a safety lift crank, and to lower without weight on it, the machine doesn't understand it, so you might find that you got to pull on it pretty hard in order to get the crank to unload for you, so you can lower this stuff. And Nikki just clicked the two metal straps right through that hook. Make sure these aren't tangled, okay? And the boat's going to find its own level, its own center. So, I'm going to get this ready for lifting. All right, and as you can see, the crane kind of straightened out. So, now the procedure to make sure before we get in the water, the boats have two plugs. Please make sure you put these plugs in. If you don't put these plugs in, okay, in about 10 minutes, you're going to be wondering why the boat is going down, okay? They're right here, both plugs, okay, little. All you got to do is finger tight. That's all it is, finger tight, screw them in. Okay, there's two, one on each side of the jet. Okay, this is step number one, just finger tight, that's all it is. Step number two is getting our pull ropes. Because after we get this in the water, depending on the tide, all right, tide goes up and down. It affects this dock about a foot and a half. So, hooking one on, that'll allow us to have back control. Okay, one, and we're going to go to the front. Okay, screw it through that one. Gives us the front control. Now you may ask why two sets of ropes. The white ones that are down there are dock ropes. They're much heavier, they're fray resistant. These are just to guide it from, once it's in the water, from here to there. So I just needed them in length. Obviously you're never doing this in bad weather, okay? But now we're ready to start the process of lifting the boat, okay? Resist the urge to put the key in the ignition at this time. Don't do it. Get the boat to the dock just under pulling power, okay? So, hopefully, Nick, I won't be embarrassing myself trying to lift this.
Yeah.
Okay? So, up she goes. And you can start to hear, and you can start to see the boat come up. All right, now Nick, when this boat's coming up, okay, it's going to want to pivot on its axis here. So a second person is a good thing to keep it from banging into the walls of the dock. Okay, so now we're going to be lifting it, and as you can see, Nikki's using the guide wires here, right, from the back, and you'll be amazed at how detailed you can do this. But right now, you got to get it under control, because as I lift it up out of the cradle, the wind's going to blow it a little bit. It's going to want to spin, and if it spins right now, it's going to hit the concrete on this dock. And these are in decent shape. We want to keep them that way. So, up it comes. I think it's fair to say that this boat is free. And if you do a good job, when you're ready to now push this out, if you do a good job and don't hit the cradle, okay, the cradle will be in exact position for when you're ready to lift the boats out of the water. So, here we go, Nick. Okay? Attaboy. That back.
Should I put it back, go back into the water now?
Yeah, I just want to clear that. Okay. So I'm making sure that as I spin it, I'm clearing this. I'm far enough out. And I'm not quite yet. I want to spin this out to the water a little more. All right. So, this one seems to be comfortable going backwards. All right? You want to try spinning it around?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Okay? So Nick's going to do his best now to keep control of the front so the back doesn't spin over. Okay? And the tide, you got to pull the front to you. Yeah? The tide's out a little bit, so this is going to drop. So, you go the other direction, and you can see it's on a break. A lot easier going down. Are in the water. Okay. So once you're in the water, the wind could want to take you into the dock. Just things to be aware of, okay? And with the tide being out a little bit, it's down about 6 or 8 inches. From here, it's a lot higher to get the sling off the boat, okay? So, little foot power never hurts.
I'm gonna pull that towards you.
Yeah. Might wanna. Okay. You back recording?
Yep.
All right. So now we can walk the ski over to the real dock. Okay. So use all the rope, Nick, and get to the other side of the ski. Okay. And just do your best to just keep it off the concrete. Go ahead out. Go ahead out. I can hear him on the videos now saying, why didn't you do the other boat first? Okay? So you know how to go around that pole. Use the pole as leverage with the rope. With the rope, wrap the pole around the, wrap the rope around the pole. Okay? There you go. Go all the way down the far end.
Gonna wrap it around this one.
Sure thing, buddy. So remember, if you're doing 2 jet skis, You'll have to, at this time, this is a good time to get the sling. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to go back to the second ski. But it's also a good time to switch over the ropes. The license. And there's a great example right there where the boat hitting the dock knocked the sling off the other side. Without that yellow rope holding the two of them together, it would have gone right to the bottom. And it's not that it's deep.
You're so smart.
Okay? Now as I got on the ski, notice how I got in the back part so I can get this off. Okay? And it allows me to get it out of the water. So, you get that, Nick? The other one? Okay. So, if you do things slow enough, I am 200 pounds. I do have all my weight on the left foot well, but I'm kneeling on the center one. All right, and then coming up. So it is a little, don't get nervous. They are rocky, but they're rocky, okay? They're not tippy, okay? So now because we're getting the second one, we are going to swap the ropes out. There you go, buddy. You get the front hook. Okay. Now the hooks have room for two, so obviously hook one first before you take the other one off. You never know, you might have a runaway jet ski. Okay.
Dad,
Yeah?
can't get this one.
All right, I'll help you in a second, bud. Oh yeah, those are deep. Huh?
Yeah.
Put my glasses there.
This will be great if he goes in.
What?
This would be great if he goes in.
For the next video, we'll put both of them on. The yellow and the one.
Yeah. I wrapped my yellow one around a lot.
So what do you think? Should we show the...
So we're taking the yellow off to bring over to the other jet skis now?
Yep. Okay, so we got this one. So we got the sling and the two yellow long ones.
Okay.
You're going to position the front and then wrap it around the pole, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to put this one in position and getting ready to bring the next one over. And because we have two skis, one goes forward, one goes back, okay? So one of the easiest ways of doing it is to go around that first pole, okay? Give it a little slack so it can go by it to like the Cibodoo, okay? Go ahead, Nick. You can see the back of the boat is about center in the opening. Go ahead, tie the front off, Nick. And tie it off good and hard. Okay? All right, now hold there, hold there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the back of the boat forward. Okay? Nick, can you take some slack out of yours? Okay. Then I'm just using the leverage of the dock. That's good. One time around, a couple times up top, put the little loop on it. Done. Okay? Now we're going to go get the other one. Bring the slings. So, in preparation of launching the second one here, I don't know how much we're going to keep from the first video or the other one, but what we've done is we've attached both dock ropes to the front and the back of the boat. Okay? The white ones are the dock ropes, as we talked about earlier. They're a lot stronger and heavier. And the yellow ones are just long. That's all they are. Is they're long.
They're just to guide it from here to the dock.
Just to guide, yep. So, because you're going to be dealing with the right side of the boat, prepping the ropes for you right now, the yellow one is important to have that side. And we just keep the white one out of the way for now. And on the back of the boat, you can see I just curled it up. So, this angle is going to show you, before you launch, let's get the boat plugs in, okay? Nick has already done them, okay? They're right here. Just finger tight, that's all it is. You don't want to have tools taking them off. Okay, just finger tight, that's all it is. That's just a drain for water.
One on each
When we-
side.
Okay, tube, one on each side. All right, then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the sling back on. Okay, again, we're doing this for the second time, but I don't know how much of the video we'll keep. So, Nick, we'll give you one. Okay. All right. So you can see these heavy-duty angles. Okay. And there's a you can take that now. All right. And there's a sticker on the side of the boat, GTI. If you put the back of it about 3 fingers in front of that sticker, okay, the back part of that sling, you've got it positioned almost perfect. So if you're missing it a little bit, don't worry about it. Okay? And the boat has this bow line right here where the top and the bottoms meet with the screws. And as you run your hand under, you'll feel those screws. This is what those slings are going to attach to. Okay? So as you can see, Nick's got a nice little tug on it, and they'll stay in place if you don't pump them. Now I'm going to do my side. Again, taking care to have no tangles, not have any knots. Okay? Take it up and under. Okay, coming forward. And now here's one of those important things you want to do. Okay? We have a little yellow piece of rope here, and what we're doing is tying these eyelets together. The reason we're doing it, as you can see, is if one of these accidentally just slips off, it will want to fall to the bottom of the water. And if you don't want to go fishing, trying to hook it to get it off the bottom of the water, because as it's not deep, it is cold. Okay? We just tie these together, because if one of these was to fall off right now, it's just going to lay there like a saddle for a horse. Okay? So we got the plugs in, we got the ropes in, we got the sling on. We're ready to lift and move this boat into the water. Okay? So, first thing we're going to do is undo the brake that's on this davit lift. Okay, it's nothing more than a threaded piece of rod. Okay, with a tab. Just unscrew it so you see a gap and you're in business. The next thing is this davit rod does rotate. Out.
Nick, you want to
In.
get the lube?
Okay.
The WD-40.
It does rotate, and it rotates real easy with the boat not on it. It's a little harder with the boat on it. Okay? But I'm just doing it just so you can see how freely it does move. I also take this time to just lube up that track with a little WD. Okay? Because it spins right in there. There's some rollers in there and it spins. So when you start to get 800 pounds of weight on it, you want to get a little of that friction out. So now what we'll do is pull this cable, turn it counterclockwise to lower that pulley. Okay? You have to pull it because this is set up as a safety brake, and it has a 50-pound resistance before it'll be allowed to go backwards. Okay? And if you get a little confused, you just keep going backwards with it. All right, pulling it. And we only need about a foot, and that'll get this pulley low enough to grab these slings. And in the future, we're never gonna roll them back up again. So, hooking them in place, no twists, we're ready to lift the boat. So again, a quick recap. Plugs are in, straps are on, long ropes are in. Nick, if you want to take this time to get this rope around this side, because you know it's going to come this side of the lift, we're okay. And again, 2 ropes. You'll be amazed at how you can really maneuver this craft while it's in the air because it's spinning on one axis. So now it's time to have your Wheaties and lift the boat.
Well, you grab your dad's rope right there.
I'll get it when we're spinning. Okay? All right. It looks ugly, but that's a good 8 inches above its cradle. It's now free, and you can see that it can spin on this axis. So please take care that you got 2 people to help. All right. Remember, use your ropes. You can use your ropes to pull it, to stop it from rotating, okay? But this boat is free. It's ready to go out over the water. All right, you ready, Nick? All right, put the brake on. And as you can see, Nick's got control. I got the rope to the back. All right, and one person can actually have both ropes. Okay, you can use the leverage of items, and now you can turn it counterclockwise to lower. Now remember, there's a brake on this. It's a safety brake, and it goes down a lot easier than it goes up. And I'm just gonna lube this cable because this Florida sun just kicks the crap out of everything. Tide's down a little bit, so it does drop a good distance from here. Don't worry, you won't run out of cable. All right, we are in the water. Same drill, just to get you in a slack to get that hook off. All right. So, I like to sit down, get over me a little bit, and I can get that hook off. Boat's free. We can walk it, Nikki. You can walk it right to the dock.
You got that other one?
Yeah, I got the other line. Okay, good. Get right in front. Do the same thing. Get the rope in front of the pole. For the, yep, that'll boy. Okay, see? Go ahead. You can pull it down in position. Okay, so with the magic of the video, so now we can take the white rope to the front. Oh, very good example. All right, that little yellow rope just saved the day because this side, when it hit the dock, knocked that sling off. So it's now dangling, but because they're tied together, we don't have to go to the bottom of the water to get it. So, Nick's got the white rope. Okay. And what I like to do, you want to just pull it down just a little forward. Oops, sorry. You want to get some angle, Nick, to get it up against the other boat?
Okay.
Thank you. Pull it down, pull it down. Attaboy. Good job. All right. So, seize the calm and just back it off just a little, twist it around the pole. Okay? You pull the cap. That first rope's in place. Now I'm going to get the other white rope. Again, using the block a couple times around. Voila, boat is secured. So now, what we can do is get the sling. And again, I'll show you. I'm 200 pounds. I've got my weight in one of the wells. Okay, so you don't have to be too nervous. They're not tippy. Okay. Get the sling off.
You think that's funny?
Okay, there's one. Get the other one up. Okay. Get rid of the yellow rope. Front yellow rope's a little harder. All right. boats are now in position.
Like this?
Not yet, nope. Okay, so remember now the davit lifts are hanging out over the water. Under your brake. Okay? Just bring them back in over the dock. You don't have to mess with the cables because if for some strange reason you get lucky that when you're taking them out of the water the tide's about the same, they're already set. I'm going to get the second one. Okay. And now's a good time to get the covers, to get the halves of the battery chargers, and you can put everything back in the garage because I recommend you leave the boats out for the duration of your stay. Put them in the water your first day, take them out your last day. You'll find that they're so easy to get on and just go. Okay. Next video. Now that you're ready to have some fun, and you are, okay, one thing about the jet skis, they do need gas and they do need oil, okay? Good news is you don't have to mix gas and oil like most two-strokes, but there is an oil well and there is obviously there's a gas tank. So why don't we spend a minute and I'll show you how to access these and fill them, because in the photo you'll notice there's a 5-gallon gas can and you'll notice the engine oil with that gray, and it needs to be a fully synthetic, okay, oil mix. And you can get it at Walmart, okay, the can's up there, you can see it if there's not enough in that gallon. The gas will last about, what would you say, Nick? If you're having a blast, going full speed, okay, what do you get, 2-3 hours?
I'd say about an hour and a half to 2.5 hours.
Okay, so they have gas gauge, okay, you can see it right here, you get a better picture of it in a minute. And the oil, okay, you would like to think that it'll last just as long. Be prepared, okay? The funny part about the oil is if you're playing hard, you'll use a lot of gas, but you won't use as much oil. But if you're not playing hard, you'll use a little bit more oil than you use gas. So it is possible to have the oil run a little low, okay, before the gas does. All right, so get on the boat, take a little ramp away, okay? Okay, remember, I'm 200 pounds, okay?
It's more than 200
So,
pounds.
up here, you can see your fuel gauge. Please take note, at the bottom of the fuel gauge, you're going to see this little oil container. And there's a light to the left of that. And it's a red light. If that red light goes on, you're running low in oil, okay? Head back home if that red light comes on. Now that red light is a warning that it's extremely low. It's not gone, it's extremely low. And when you come back home, okay, just, you know, don't come back home full speed. All right? So you can get an eye on your fuel, and there's your low engine oil. So just like the seats, there's a little tab. It's right here under this hood. You lift it up, okay? And inside here is a wooden stick, okay? Because the lifts are broken. So just wedge it in, and you will expose these two fills. The big one has a gas can. All right, you put your gas in. This side is the oil. It's just a straight mix of the oil. Okay? This doesn't take a lot. This probably takes 1.5 quarts if it's empty. So don't be nervous. You'll probably have a little flow down the side. You just got to pick it up with some paper towels. Okay? Because you don't want to leave a little oil slick. But there's your gas, and there's the oil. Okay? And once you've got those two filled, you are now ready for fun. So, stick back in. Okay? Back of these boats again. Okay, I'll remind you, under this back seat, fire extinguisher, tow rope, horn, and the registrations. They're in plastic bags. Both boats are set up exactly the same. Okay? So, now, Nicholas, can I have the keys, sir? Okay? We're not going to show you a video on how to get your life jackets and stuff on, but you're going to have a life jacket on. And if you can notice, this key has a big long string. You're going to hook this to your life jacket, okay? You'll find provisions on your straps. Put them on, okay? Because if you fall off the craft, this will pull the ignition off and shut the boat, so it won't go running anywhere, okay? And this will float if it was to come off, so you know you've got the ability to retrieve them. So what you do now to get ready is you put this cap right over this cap, okay, and you're going to hear the 2 clicks. Okay, that now means this boat is ready to start. Now it's going to click again in a minute if you don't start it, just basically yelling at you saying, hey, I'm waiting, okay, I'm waiting. So this is your start and your stop button, and this is your forward, neutral, and reverse. To start the jet ski, all right, pull the jet ski into reverse. Best thing I can tell you right now is all the way to reverse, pull it forward about 1 inch, and that's going to get you close to neutral. So after you start this, if the boat starts to go backwards, you know you got to push it forward a little bit. See what I just did? Just a little bit, and that'll probably find true neutral. Okay? So you can start the boat in forward, you can start the boat in reverse. It's just that if you start it in forward, all these ropes are going to get tight because the boat's actually going to move. Okay? So here we go. This jet ski is running. And if you notice, I'm not going anywhere. So I got lucky and just found neutral. Okay? So, reminder, you must have life jacket on. You must have eye protection, sunglasses, etc. Just remember, you're going to have some fun. Not responsible if you lose your nice, you know, Oakley sunglasses. Not responsible. Okay? But at this point in time, okay, with the boat ready to rock and roll, you can now start to deal with unhooking the boat, okay, from the ropes. So I would like to do that for you right now, but we're running a little bit late. We're actually going to a local hockey game down here. So you're just going to have to use some common sense, okay? A couple of people, just take the stress off, unhook it, okay? Read the manuals that we were talking about online, your safety courses. And one tip I can give you, this is steering, okay? Obviously, when you're going forward, which direction you want to do pushes the back of the boat. Well, remember when you're backing up, it's just the reverse, okay? So, and you can actually make a boat go sideways by getting it forward and reverse, okay? Forward, turn the wheel, reverse, forward, reverse. You can actually make the boat go sideways, okay? It takes a little bit of practice with you, and the wind's got to be in your favor, okay? But right now, this is where we're at. So, little demonstration. I'm going to put this in gear. You saw that boat move forward. Okay? I mean, it didn't go rocket speed, but it went forward. You can see it's going backwards. So find that little neutral, okay? And you're in business, okay? To stop the boat, just hit your button, and you're done. Now, I'd like to show you on the video how to actually dock these boats, okay? Never shut the boat off until it's tied up, okay? Because you can get in trouble with the motor, and the motor can get you out of trouble. So as you're taking the circle all the way down, okay, please go by the docks, come to the dock this way, okay? Don't be afraid of, you know, just bumping, neutral, bumping, neutral, bumping, neutral, and boom, boom, and gradually make your way to the dock. Your hands are the biggest leverage, okay? So as you get close, you can actually leave it in neutral and grab the dock with your hands, okay? And you can just bring it right to where you gotta go. All right? Maybe we'll have some video tomorrow that we can add to this about how to do this, but right now this is the best I can give you. So we showed you how to get the boat from its cradle to the dock, okay? And we will continue to, all right? On the next one, a couple days from now, we'll take a video, we'll show you how to get it out of the water onto the cradle, okay? It's the reverse, except I also need you to clean the motor out. We got the tool and we'll go through that. Okay? Watch your little red light. Make sure your key is clipped to you. Okay? Always load the driver first and the middle rider and the back rider. Okay? Your feet are going to get wet. There'll always be water in the well. And don't be surprised if you see the boat peeing on the left side. That's the bilge pump peeing out water that gets into the hull. Best I can give you. I'm not going to show you how to flip the boat. I'm not going to show you how to right the boat, okay? But I am going to ask you to look at the decal and look at the materials that I asked you to do online from Cibodoo. And it tells you how to do it. Now, when you're in the water, Okay, I know your nerves are going, but there's only one way that you can actually turn these boats over, and they will turn over, but there's only one way you can do it. Okay, and it probably won't fire. You're going to have to tow it in, but if you ever, the boat does flip over, you got to flip it back over. They're not insured. Okay, you got to get them back here, because if you don't, you're going to have to call Cibodoo, and Cibodoo deals in just cash. So you'll have a couple $1,000s in towing that you're going to have to pay for right then and there. Because if you don't, then the harbor's going to get you, and they're going to charge you $5,000, okay, for littering. All right?